So the question for today is a good one. Where should I begin my practice? That's probably the most significant question that you should be asking yourself. I'm not allowing patients to pick me. I'm picking my patient. I'm creating my practice. That's how you have to think. You're not serving the public. You're serving those people that that can provide a living for you. Start thinking that way. You have to decide for yourself, where am I going to choose to live? What patients am I going to choose to market to and target? What patients am I going to be creating my practice out of? You have to decide, what kind of practice do you want to have? Do you want to have an insurance based practice where you're getting reimbursed from third party payers? What does that mean, third party? That means companies like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, etc. Blue Cross Blue Shield will pay the group your services together, and they'll pay approximately $30 a visit, approximately. Your patient is only obligated under your signing Blue Cross and Blue Shield's contract, whatever percent they're supposed to pay. Now, here's what you have to keep in mind. If you're billing an insurance company, somebody has to be sitting at a computer, a monitor, inputting that visit, sending out that visit to a clearinghouse, checking to make sure it's getting paid. They're not going to pay you for 90 days. Receive the check, balance that day's service for you. They have to get everything together, the checks, and then make a deposit. So you have to think, who am I going to hire? How much am I going to pay them to manage the billing of these group health insurance patients? That's why so many chiropractors are moving to cash, because it's no longer economically feasible for them to bill group health insurance payment patients and get paid so they can make a living. So you decide for yourself, what patient am I pursuing here? Not who am I serving? What patient am I pursuing? So I pursue car accidents. Why? Because of the reimbursement rate here in Florida. We have a unique insurance that does not exist in 40 other states of the nation. I will first wanted to be in Alaska. Why? Because the biggest industry in there is oil. And those companies make so much money that they can afford to essentially seduce prospective employees to live. It's cold, really cold, more than half the year. So you, as the chiropractor, have to decide. It's not emotional, by the way. This is all strategy, planning. You have to look at what state is best for you. There are some states are better than others. Now, if you look in the Rust Belt, you don't have to know what that is. That's Illinois, Wisconsin, Ohio, all of those areas right at the bottom of the Great Lake. Why is that the Rust Belt? Because that's where everything rusts, metal. And that's where they produce a lot of metal. That's where all the auto manufacturers were, and industries moving back. Unions are strong there. So the unions negotiate with the insurance company, and those insurance companies are forced through the union to reimburse the doctors to take care of their patients, their union enrollees. Now you're making $100 a visit, maybe more. Okay, so you see these strategic choices you have to make? Am I going to live up in the Midwest, the Rust Belt, where it's cold in the wintertime? Am I going to live in Florida and really go after car accidents? Am I going to live in a little further up in the Carolinas where there's a little bit better reimbursement rates? Am I going to live in a PIP state? That's where I live. Figure that out, folks. What is a PIP state? Look it up. Do your homework. You have to invest some time. and really dig into, look, I got 30 years to practice. Where is it in my best interest to land and to work and develop myself?